I'm on Minecraft. There we go. Alright, we're Minecraft. Oh, man. But yeah, it's been... Yeah, it's bad. Fucking goddamn. Every time I'd say or hear it's been isolated, think of the fucking Bare Naked Ladies song. I blame Neil Cicierega for that. But then again, like, I don't know, I feel like that had to have been part of his, like, his grand plan all along, was to get these songs from the 90s further ingrained into our minds for the rest of our lives. So we think about them even more than we really should. But yeah. I was thinking, while I was on my break though, I was thinking more about, oh, excuse me. I guess kind of what I've been, oh my word. Oh, what I've kind of been, like, occupying my time with, when I'm not just, like, incapacitated, more or less, on the floor somewhere or something. And I was like, oh yeah, I was writing my new D&D campaign, and, like, doing all that stuff. That's something, at least, you know? So I guess that's something I can, like, blabber on a little bit about. Be cool if I had more of my players in chat, because then I could just be like, hey guys, we can talk about it right now. Talk about a character, live. Holy shit. Oh man, yeah, nah. I don't think any of my players are in chat right now. So I can tell them crazy spoilers, like, fucking vampires. Man, I don't, you know, I was really tempted for a second there to, like, actually spoil things, but I'm just like, I can't just do that. Which, you know, with how hard it is for me to shut the hell up about, like, plot, lore, details, whatever, related to, like, a D&D thing I'm running. It's good that I feel that way, for once. I'm gonna grab more dirt. But, just in the off chance that, like, I started talking about all this stuff, and then, like, suddenly, like, all five of them, well, not all five of them, one of them is at work right now. At least one of them is at work right now. But, like, you know, we'll say, like, 3 or 4 of them, you know, decent odds there. And they just happen to roll in, and they're like, oh, Minecraft, and oh my god, I'm getting blasted by freaking Innistrad spoilers. Cause, yeah, I'm doing a, they call it a plane shift campaign. So I guess technically my main campaign is also a plane shift type jam, type joint, I suppose you could call it. You know what? I mean, her indeed. I could just work on, like, making this the path, you know? Like this here. Make it, like, all about going along this way, you know? Yeah. 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 But, so anyway, this new campaign, oh my god, I'm trying to, brain's frazzled. Dungeons and Dragons, Innistrad, Plane Shift, Magic the Gathering. Just throw these terms out there to get myself back on track. But yeah, anyway, it's It's a cool thing I got going. I initially had ideas for a Theros campaign. It's funny because like I had the ideas for the Theros campaign first, and I was like, because I was just like talking with my partner. I was just like, man, you know, I want to do a plane shift thing, but I don't want it to be like big. I would want to do like a short form campaign, you know, that isn't like a big long story necessarily, but is really just like this is a adventure to go on, I guess. This is an adventure. So there are a lot of reasons why I wanted to like do something like this, but we were talking about it. It's like I don't know. And I think I was like initially thinking about like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to like run a Theros one, because that was one of the like first ones I was thinking of, because there's like the proper book for it, and like there are some things in Theros that I think are kind of neat, but I don't love Theros really. So it's not like something where I would want to like devote a lot to, really, or like a huge amount to. Where like something like Ravnica, I love Ravnica so much that like I would really want to go kind of crazy with like a Ravnica campaign in theory. Or maybe not necessarily go crazy, but like I would want, like it would all be like if I were to do a Ravnica thing, I would almost want to do more like vignettes or something. Like, oh, if we were doing like a series of Ravnica things, it'd be like, oh, this week we're doing like a story about like, oh shit, Robok fell. Robic fell. Let's put Robok back up here. Over here. Come on. There we go. Alright, sorry about that. But like, oh yeah, we'll focus on like this guild. Excuse me. We'll focus on this guild on this session, you know, and it's about this kind of thing about the guild, whatever, and it's just kind of like really about exploring like the guilds of Ravnica's like ideals, I guess. And like that would be cool in its own right, but it'd be really hard for me to structure it the way I want for kind of like what I want this like plane shift thing to I guess kind of like serve for me as a DM, what I want it to serve. Cause like it's a lot of I guess I could get into it now. I might as well. Like the reasons why I like want to do it this way, like do this kind of campaign and all this kind of thing, is essentially because like we had been playing on Roll20 because of the pandemic and everything, and now that we're all vaccinated, there's not really much a risk to all of us meeting in person anymore. So, you know, it's trying to kind of like shift gears back into DMing in person and like doing all that kind of stuff, because I got very used to using Roll20, and to the point where I'm just like, damn, I can really use this for a lot of stuff. Like there are a lot of things that it lends to DMing now that are things that I feel like I can really utilize. And back when I first used Roll20, it was far from as robust as it is now. I mean, it was practically like it was really just an online game board. Like, it didn't really have a whole lot like integrated, I guess, into it. Like, it didn't feel like there was something you could do with it. It wasn't, I don't know how to explain it in its previous state, but now it feels like it's a medium that I can like use to present D&D pretty much, where like the tabletop medium is a medium in its own right almost. Because, like, yeah, there are a lot of things that I feel like I really wanted out of, like, just running a campaign before, that I'm able to do on Roll20 that I can't really do in person in, like, tabletop D&D. And I made a lot of stuff on there for my campaign, for my main campaign. And I have a lot of stuff ready and planned, like, because I didn't know how long we were going to be in the pandemic state of things. So, I just kept writing ahead because I didn't really feel like there was any reason not to write ahead. Just because, everything was just so uncertain. But now, because I have all this stuff in Roll20 mode, I'm kind of trying to figure out, like, how I can kind of do Roll20 in person. Because I still want to meet in person, because to some people, like, Roll20 isn't D&D to them, I guess. And to some extent, I understand, like, oh, you want, like, the D&D experience of, like, meeting up with your pals and putting dudes on a board and rolling dice and all this, but, I don't know, as long as I'm playing the D&D game and presenting my story and my friends are participating in it, like, D&D is a lot of things. To me, like, because of a lot of my experiences before I was really, like, invested in D&D and, like, playing 5th edition, writing my campaign, the works, like, D&D a lot of the time to me was just somebody who brought a D20 and has a decent knowledge of, like, how D&D tends to play out, and we just roll the D20 for, like, everything. And that can be D&D. D&D can be people with a single die around a table with no minis, no character sheets, nothing, and just their imaginations and a single die. And on the other end of that, I feel like D&D just as well can be through a internet client-based web zone with digital assets that you moved around on a digital board, and you roll digital dice and digital numbers do all the stuff. But I'm also a game designer at heart in my brain somewhere. So a lot of, like, my differences of, like, philosophy, I suppose, like, it'll come from that, and it'll be influenced by, I guess, that, like, thought process, that ideology almost. The philosophy, I guess, is probably the best word for it. Where, like, the medium is the medium, and D&D can be served through multiple mediums. Like, D&D is no one thing. Because of all of its permeations and different forms over the years, simple or complex, whatever they may be, like, there's just too much that it can be to really say it's only one thing. There's of course, like, ways to run it, ways to do it that I prefer. Like, obviously, like, I even saying, like, I practically prefer Roll20 at this point. But that's just because I've figured out, like, there's so much that I had wanted to do the whole time. And, like, I like the minis on the board. I like showing off the minis that I've painted and everything. But, like, that shit costs money, dog. Like, and it's a lot easier to, like, okay, like, if I can't find, like, the best token that fits with all the kind of tokens that I use, worst case scenario, I can take an image, put it in a circle border, and it at least looks nice and legible on the Roll20 board, where, like, sometimes it can be hard where I'm just like, yeah, I don't have anything that looks like what you guys are facing at all. And there's always like kind of that suspension of like whatever I'm trying to represent, like whatever I'm using just on the board instead of the thing. Because sometimes like people just can't help it. Like they'll be actively imagining like this thing is this other thing, you know, but there's still always like that part of their brain that like imagines it as they see it, you know, as they see this thing on the board. So just being able to like not be limited in that regard. But at the same time, there's also the fact that like when I'm trying to just like design an encounter, I mean it'll happen either way. I'll see like a monster, like a mini that I want, or a mini I have that's really cool and I want to show off, and I'll be like, well, how can I make an encounter kind of based around this monster? And like there are times where I'm just kind of like perusing a big like resource pack of tokens or something I find, of like digital tokens, and I'll get inspired by some of like these monsters that aren't like typical D&D monsters or something. I'm just like, what the fuck is that guy? And I'll think about like its moves or whatever, and then that'll kind of like lead me to something eventually. But I can't say that I don't get that with my minis, because I absolutely do. But the problem is when I just want to get a creature and use it, I have to pay $5-10 at least for the like single guy. You know, where if I find a resource pack, it was either like $5 for a pack of a bunch of digital tokens, or it was free. One for one reason or another, one resource or another. There are a lot of resources I've found, or just like token artists like backlog and stuff. That's just like all their old tokens that they put up for free, like that kind of thing. Like, and like finding that like jackpot, it feels so good. And kind of in the same way of like finding digital maps, like it means a lot more when you find a good digital map, I feel, than like when I'm just like drawing all my maps anyway. Especially because like there's an obvious level of detail that those types of maps can have that me drawing on a dry erase board, like, even if I was an amazing artist, even if I was like a savant with a dry erase board marker type jam, like there's still just a certain level of like fidelity that won't be there, that I do honestly like having on the maps. But I feel like that sort of idea is less about how the map actually looks and more about how the map functions, because like I never really felt too tied to how the map actually looked on Roll20 until I implemented like all of like the lighting effects and all that kind of stuff, like the dynamic lighting stuff that they got on there now, like all that shit. That's what really made me just be like, man, actually, Roll20 is kind of the shit. Apparently, there are better clients that are like direct competitors with Roll20. But I think Roll20 is pretty great in my experience, like in recent days. And if anything really is confident that it's better than Roll20, then it must be really fucking great. I think the Forge, or I think it's called the Forge. There's like another one that I saw like kind of being advertised. But I know some of them are like it's like you have to buy it essentially. Like it's like $5-10. You have to like buy the thing. So it's just harder to kind of like get people to try it. But like I think on 5e tools they mention they mentioned some other client that they use that's like a better than replacement for Roll20. And like I totally believe that there's better clients out there. But Roll20 is good. And I bet that the other stuff's better, but I guess the point of all that being like these digital clients are improving. I think that like it's likely a combination between the pandemic and just generally 5th edition and Dungeons and Dragons overall just kind of like blowing up in popularity. So a lot of these more niche clients and stuff, they just kind of became a little less niche over time, and now they're getting a lot more attention, and I'm so fucking happy because it also happens to be when I finally was able to take the plunge myself into D&D, into DMing and all that kind of shit, like, because I had wanted to DM and play D&D and all that kind of stuff for so long, you know, when like 3.5 was still like the way to play, like back in high school. I wanted to get more invested, but I just didn't really have like the right people to play with, I feel like, because like in the club I was in, the RPG club that I had at the high school I went to, like most of the people were like old heads that were like too experienced almost, and they really didn't do much to help me kind of figure out like any of the like traditional like D&D lore or anything. So I was like totally lost at like what my character should be or how they should act or like what their backstory even really could be, like what would make sense. So that's what kind of started this whole joke to myself, really. I don't think anyone else has found it as funny as I do, but I would just always be at a loss of what to make, so I would just make a Dragonborn fighter with acid breath. Let's see what Swan Brothers said here. You love the idea of D&D, but wildly intimidated by the fact that everyone I know has been RPing for fucking years. Okay, so like, I don't know, dog, because a lot of us really haven't been for as long as it might seem. And like our other DM, Soup as you would know them, I guess they're Soup in chat as well, but it's Soup, Dr. Soup, however you see them, the Soup creature, the other DM. I was under the impression that they were a much more experienced DM when we started their campaign, and over time I would learn that that was not necessarily the fact. But like, just started reading the Dark Elf trilogy and instantly took a dive into fanfic land. You know what? That's always how it goes. But yeah, like honestly, if you're intimidated by the RPing aspects, I guess there's two things that I could two pieces of like advice I guess I could give you. As far as like actual like role play and like trying to act and stuff, typically a good DM is not going to like, I guess, grade you on your performance. All that really matters as far as like RPing goes is if you're able to convey accurately what your character feels or is thinking. And like for me, I think I'm a pretty good DM at this point. I feel like I can say I'm a decent dungeon master, all things considered. I am not a good actor though. I still don't think I'm a good actor, and I don't really necessarily try to act that often. More often than not, I'll typically explain what a character is saying and the points or points they're trying to get across, or the information that they're trying to provide and how they're saying it, how they're providing it, and like kind of just explain what they are saying or would be saying without like acting or like reading off reading off a piece of prose. Because something I've realized, and the reason why I really leaned into just like kind of doing, I guess, dialogue and stuff like that more is just because, like, anytime I had, like, a piece of dialogue, like, written down that I wanted to have said, or, what you call it, like, I guess any, like, very, like, scripted material like that, it just felt like whenever I would go to, like, present it, that I was just reading off of it. Like, I was just reading it, you know? I wasn't presenting it. I was just reading it. And it just felt wrong. It felt weird. It felt awkward to me to read it. I don't know. So I don't do it very often. And I feel like things tend to kind of just work out a lot smoother when I kind of speak my dialogue in the way that works for me. And I feel like that same sort of idea of just kind of RPing is kind of whatever works for you, as long as you're presenting it, like presenting the information, like that absolutely goes for the players. So I guess just maybe try and keep that in mind. At some point, maybe I'll try and, like, rope you into a D&D thing. Because I would imagine, like, I would have guessed first, at least, that the problem would have been more, like, all of, like, the rules side of it, the crunch. Acting is the part you really like, the thing that gets me vulnerable. Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess that's kind of, like, I guess that's kind of why I don't, like, act, really. But, like, I don't know, man. Like, I know the anxieties that you have about that sort of thing, but I feel like there are kind of ways around it to kind of, like, dip your toes in. And I feel like, okay, if you really like acting, and even if you feel like you're good at acting, I feel like describing that sort of situation, you would not be comfortable acting. So to that regard, I would say you would probably be best off doing kind of what I was trying to explain, of, like, explaining what your character is doing or saying, rather than acting. But even then, you can kind of, like, ebb and flow and kind of, like fluidly kind of go between the two. And, like, if you're kind of, like, speaking with mannerisms of your character and kind of, like, going between the acting and not acting like that, it's really, like, people will know that you're speaking in character when that comes up. It's been like 10 years, still no one ever wants to. Yeah. It's a thing. Yeah, thing to rip that Band-Aid off. It was hard for me to, like, recite that, but yeah. No, I totally feel you there, because I feel like at least how I felt about DMing is probably how you feel about just being a player, because there were a lot of times when I was a player that, like, I didn't really talk much, and I kind of, I just kind of let, like, the higher energy people just kind of, like, string us along, but that was usually when I wasn't really that engaged, and I felt like there was like a missing link almost between, like, what was going on in the campaign and, like, what my character would have wanted out of, like, the events of things, I guess. Because I feel like, I guess my character's virtues were seldom on, like, the same page as, like, most of our party. So it made things kind of hard to figure out, like, who my character would get along with. Because it was always really awkward where I'm just, like, I'm, like, the one, like, hooligan character out of, like, this Warhammer party, and, like, everyone else is, like, some fucking, like, turbo emperor sucking bootlicking freaking weirdo, which I guess, you know, can be pretty fitting for the setting. But like all of them want to do all this like we're Imperium good, don't do drugs, we're boring shit. I don't know. It's hard to explain all the details of how lame people were being, but like some people just were real party poopers. I guess that's all I'll really say on that for now, but like, cause I wanted to be like a bounty hunter type dude that's like, oh yeah, I'm working with the Inquisition, but like for the money, you know. It made sense to have that kind of character, and just like the party was just like too good guy about things, and I'm just like, this is fucking Warhammer, man. It's all this good guy shit. Get that out of here. I don't know. But of course, that's I just can't, like, I can never play a lawful good character. Like, like I can play good guys, but it's always got to be like either they're like a rogue type that like happens to be good, you know, or like the kind of stuff that's like barely a good guy, but not because they're like an anti-hero per se. They're like a hero by chance, I suppose. Rather than like begrudgingly the hero. It's a really specific like thing to explain, I feel. But like if you look at the alignment chart, basically just like that top left quadrant is just where I hang out. You know? Just like those 4. I guess it's not a quadrant if it's 4 of 9. That's more like almost half. But you know. Alright. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and make a bunch of stairs. Stairs of wood. Wood stairs. Alright. No. Oh my god, I fucked it up already. Okay. Alright, so here's how we're gonna do it. We're just gonna do it like that. You know what? You know? This guy's freaking out. But he'll be okay. Right. Yeah, like that. I'm gonna have to... Oh my god, dude. Dude, get out of the way. I was gonna say, I'm gonna have to like dig out this a little bit. So you can have like... Not even a view, just not have like his window covered in dirt. You know? Maybe a little? Maybe. Alright. There we go. Okay. Let's get more stairs on here. What the fuck? Dude, you're wilding. What are you doing? This guy's gonna kill himself. Jesus Christ, dude, no! Oh my god. 4 to 9 is your Borg name. 4 of 9 is my Borg name now in reference to the non-quadrant. Man, I need to watch more Star Trek. Like, for real. I think I would probably only watch TNG, to be honest, because, like, I don't know, that is what I think when I think Star Trek, because that's, like, what my dad was always watching when I was growing up. So, like, when I think Star Trek, I don't even think, like, original Star Trek. Like, to me, Next Generation is original Star Trek, and, like, the shit before it is basically, like, fucking, I don't even know, fake, basically. Might as well be fake. But, yeah. I've definitely always had, like, I guess a soft spot for, like, that Star Trek's, like, aesthetic, though. Because I have had this kind of, like, weird, like... I don't even know. It's like, I guess it still is just a type of nostalgia, but it's a very specific brand, you know. Reading about that, what a dick William Shatner is. He was a dick to Will Wheaton, and Gene Roddenberry made him apologize. Well, at least he said he was sorry. I guess. Yeah, from what I heard, William Shatner is like a real asshole. And I don't know, I'm not surprised, even though I really don't know like that much about the man, all things said. But like, I don't know, you just look at him. Just fucking look at that guy. He looks like he'd be an asshole. Like, at the very least, I feel like he'd be, like, very, you know, not, like, straight up homophobic, but definitely would be kind of, like, you know, some old world values there of just, like, oh, you know, of, like, what a man is. Seems like one of those types. So, like, you wouldn't... I'm not gonna go there. But, you know, I wouldn't want William Shatner to know my gender and sexuality, you know, like, if I were to meet him. Because I feel like, you know, I feel like he probably would see me and be like, oh, what's this, you know, what's this F-slur with their long hair? A little old school, yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. I don't like that kind of old school. No, sir, I do not. Alright. I might as well finish that roof I was working on. I'm just going freaking crazy. Fair for its day. Yeah, I guess. I really don't like, labeling people, I guess, with that sort of thing of just like, oh, you know, well, it was a different time back then. 'Cause, like, usually, it wasn't that much of a different time. You know what I mean? Oh, okay, so there's a slab there? Or no? No, whatever. I'm just trying to look at these dang houses. I guess the roof just starts higher than where I put it. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. But yeah. Like, cause I know a lot of people, of course, you know, I gotta bring up Lovecraft. A lot of people, in regards to him, it was just like, oh, you know, it's a different time. And then, like, you actually do a little more research, and it's just like, oh no, he was very racist for back then, even. A lot of people thought he was fucking off his shit. 'Cause, I mean, Lovecraft kinda was. I suppose it's a bit of a shame. Just 'cause, like, you know, he did influence a very cool subgenre of horror, but, you know, I'm the shit and everyone else can suck my dick. Yeah, that's, yeah, for Shatner, yeah. Yeah, but it's just like, dude, you're like fucking, people only know about you because of that old shit. Who fucking cares about your pizza pasta nowadays, you know? But, fucking... Oh yeah, for Lovecraft. Like, I think Lovecraft is a perfect example of, like, you can enjoy the works of someone and still call them a racist piece of shit because they were a racist piece of shit, and not go and be all like, separate the art from the artist or whatever the hell. I feel like that line of thinking is very reductive, because a lot of Lovecraft's point of view, his ideals and philosophy, definitely influenced the writing. Like xenophobia, the greatest fear is fucking the fear of the unknown. Not everybody actually is the most afraid of the unknown. Some people are very intrigued and curious about the unknown. Some people like to learn about the unknown, so it is now known, so they can coexist with these things that are different. You know, it's a crazy thought. But like that's the whole thing. It's like you can have discussions about this stuff. You can still read the novel and be like, all right, cool monsters, you know. But like things have multiple readings, and that's what I mean. Is like if something is like a different case of like, all right, well, this person wrote a bunch of xenophobic text that is just explicitly about people who are different and like that kind of stuff, and there's not really a like crazy cosmic horror reading of whatever it is, like then it's just xenophobic text and there's nothing of value, you know. Yeah, Del Toro says Fishman writes. Big agree, big agree. Let's hear it for Fishman writes. But yeah, like that's the thing. Is just like, Eldritch horror exists, and there are people like Del Toro that can take some of those themes and ideas and kind of flip it on its head. I was actually just thinking about The Shape of Water earlier today, and how like, fucking man, I saw someone on the internet talking about that movie, and like they were like, I don't know if you've seen The Shape of Water. Wait, who's the xenomorph? Oh, you know. But anyway, so The Shape of Water, if you've seen it, the main antagonist, man, who's very old world values type bitch guy, who's like very overtly the antagonist, and like there's this person that was just like, oh, the only likable character in that movie was that guy because he knew what was going on, and like this motherfucker is the character that had like a whole spiel about like whether or not you're a real man depending on if you wash your hands before or after you take a piss. Like, this guy's a stupid piece of shit. You like the ASL sign, you know the one. Oh, there's some good ones. Man, that movie was great. That movie was fantastic. If you have not seen The Shape of Water, I highly recommend it. It was a very good movie. But like, yeah, I want more like Eldritch. I want not necessarily Eldritch horror, but Eldritch tales, you know. And that definitely, I like that story because the greatest monster of all was man. Any story where that is truly the case, I'm all about that because humanity is truly monstrous, and we honestly should be stopped. It's kind of fucked up that no aliens have found us, and they just be like, yo, you guys, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Like, once you guys get space travel, it's going to be a problem. So we're just going to stop where you're at now. And just, you know, deal with us. I'd rather that than be, like, subjugated by the aliens. That'd kind of suck. I don't know. Why is my W key? Okay. It's making me go forward. But anyway, yeah, getting subjugated by aliens, that would kind of blow. But, like, if they just kind of, like, exploded us a little bit before we became a problem, I feel like humanity had it coming. That's all I'm saying. But, you know. I don't really know what I was going off about. But I like The Shape of Water. It was a good movie. I think that's all I was really trying to say. And like, to go see it if you haven't, and to give me a pizza. Give me a pasta. Papa Mario, give me the John Cena. Man. It's okay. I'm out here, I'm playing video games. It's okay. I'm just wilding. I'm not wilding. I'm too tired to wild. Too tired to wild. Started on William Shatner being a douche and it progressed from there. I mean, yeah, that's how it goes. But the thing I'm reeling over is just like my energy levels. I don't know if you were here when I was playing Binding of Isaac, but I've been kind of struggling today. Oh, excuse me. I've been kind of struggling for the past week at least. Just like in general. It's been rough trying to figure my shit out, I guess. Just in like the most basic terms of putting it. This is what, sharpness +1? Or just sharpness 1? I think it's time let's travel to the west. Alright? And, oh, a cat. But we're gonna travel west. Actually, let's see how we can exit west normally. Excuse me. There's two things I don't want to get. I want to get sand and I want to get leather. So we're gonna dig up some sand that we find. And we are going to annihilate any horses that we see. We're just going to find them. We are just going to eviscerate them and take their skin and turn it into books. Cows are pretty useful for the resources too, so I guess we'll slap some cows. I thought I saw another cow over here. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I want to get exploring. Spoken like a true American. Yeah, something like that. Ooh! I will destroy this horse. I will kill you. Alright. Take this horse. Yeah, give me your skin. Turn you into books. Motherfucker. Alright. Get her done. 2 pigs in the sun. Alright. It's coming right for me. Oh my god, this thing is gonna kill me. This monster. I need to defeat it. Go away, monster. God, you hear that horrible cry? Cry of a beast. Alright. Let's go borrow these cows over here. Okay. I said, yeah, there we go. Alright. And, hiya. Hiya. Yeah. Yeah, these cows are giving me the resources. That's what I like. Okay. I guess I could annihilate these fish. Yeah. Yeah. Now that's my kind of fishing. Just get in there with a sword. Literally, like, damn, I'm out of breath. I've been ranting about this movie for like 20 minutes, and then I looked at the clock and it's only been 2 hours. Oh. Man, sometimes it be like that, I guess. It's like the last time I thought about Buck Cherry, and I just went off fucking tirade on here. But the world needs to know about that shitty ass band and fucking crazy bitch. Oh my god. You need a long yell for other reasons. Yeah. Yeah. I know that feel. I think like, oh my god, the other day I was going for like a short drive. It was like a 15-20 minute drive to just like pick something up. And I just wanted to listen to my music in the car. You know, I like to listen to my music, sing along, you know, jam. Helps me like focus on just driving, I guess. But my phone's headphone jack's fucked up. So it's like in the car trying to like fiddle with it, and I just like which was just down the street. I had to like pull into like a gas station, and I was just like, okay, so like whenever it was like freaking out and like screwing up, it wasn't just like making my music not play right. It would trigger the fucking Google Assistant thing. Oh, yo, it's Nannercraft. Yeah, yo, fucking Mr. Queasy, what's up? Welcome to the chat. I'm talking about a headphone jack problem. But, yeah, so, like, the Google Assistant thing kept popping up and being like, oh, tell me how to do things. And I was, like, just screaming at it. And I was, like, trying to figure out a way to, like, get it to just never turn on. I couldn't figure it out, but... Like, I just remember, like, just screaming, just literally as loud as I could in the car, just screaming stop at my phone. Because I was just hoping, maybe, just maybe, there's something in the coding that if your phone gets yelled at loud enough, that Google Voice will just be like, damn, okay, I guess this person doesn't want it. And then just would, like, disable itself or something. I don't know. But I was very angry. I think that, like, on some level, I probably did just have to, like, I guess yell at something. And better in an inanimate object than, like, a person, I suppose. But I really don't like yelling like that. It's not pleasant. I like scared myself, practically, when I was yelling like that. It was a bad time, but I need to get a new phone, maybe, because, like, I feel like a lot of the time I switch devices, it's because the headphone jack died, and I need to listen to music. I need to, or else I will die. See some light over there. It's probably just lava. Yeah, it's lava. Just wanted to stop by and say what's up. Oh, what's up? Oh, yo, since you're here. Oh, fuck, skeletons. Hang on. I really want to show you, I updated Roblox. I just wanted to show you their legs. Let me get my meats. Oh, and they dropped their bow. Cool. Verbally abusing Siri, Alexa, whatever it is. I'll fucking... Whoa! Fucking oops. God damn it. Oh, man. I liked this world a lot. I had the cool villages. God fucking damn it. Oh, I just want to... You know what? Okay. So we're dead. Let's just save and quit. Let's go back to my head here. God damn it. I'm so mad. Don't feel bad about me looking at chat and dying. I'm not gonna try to get too bent out of shape about it. Because if I get upset, then, you know. Yeah, like... Okay. Yeah, I got super dead. Alright, let's wind it back here. Alright. So, verbally abusing the blah blah blah. Like, it's not nice, but it's absolutely a thing. Oh, you screenshotted this moment? Oh, well, that's great. I'm glad. But check out Roblox's new legs. Because, like, I took some, not Hero Forge. Yes, Hero Forge. Yeah, Hero Forge. That's the shit. I took some Hero Forge pieces that I felt were, like, not compatible that I had put away somewhere. And started fucking around with them. And it gives their legs a little more leg. You know? So with, like, their weird-ass feet, it kind of gives them a little more stability, so they could just be like, yo, I'm Roblox. I still need some, like, lift arm pieces and, like, some other, like, small things that I can put into the body to kind of make them a little more stable. If I had more pieces, I wanted to make this, or, actually, I had, like, other chest piece. Like, I have, like, this that I could use. But I wanted to make some other, like, green and blue man, like, with this head. to be like Robok's like evil boss. Well, I say evil boss because like they're both like bad guys. Like Robok's not a good dude. I don't think he's like he'd be that kind of bad guy who's like the gun for hire, who's like totally not a good guy, but like maybe that one time, that one fight, they'll join the good guy side because they like were able to pay him more, and he's like, oh shit, all right, yeah, I'll fuck up the bad guys a little bit with my gun. And then the good guys are like, all right, well, you know, that was a fun romp, but you're a little too hardcore. So, you know. Also got like this big old green chest piece thing I could use. But yeah, I might fuck around with some bonk building tomorrow night as like my pre-stream thing. Which, by the way, tomorrow night I do plan on doing Dark Souls like normal. Could it be a worse guy? Oh yeah, for sure. Man, I'm so... I had a really good thing going with that world. I wasn't even trying to, like, travel for, like... This is that damn creeper. Because I did have my shield out. I had my stupid map. And shields fucking save your entire life off. Well, you know, I think if that's any indication... that's going to be it for tonight's stream, I think. I know it was a bit of a short one, but, you know, I was a bit tired. I just really, really wanted to get on and stream tonight, because it felt like, it felt like forever, because I had to cancel yesterday's. Saturday I had plans, and even, like, last week, I think, at some point, or, I don't even know. Shit's been, like, moved around all wonk. Having to like call days off because I'm not feeling well and all that. That's okay. Hey, if you work mornings, I really don't expect you to be able to make my streams because I operate on a very nocturnal schedule. Like 10 p.m. is like prime time to me, pretty much. Well, let's go ahead and close Minecraft. And let's see if I can raid anybody before I hop off. No small channels, unfortunately. Oh, who's this Minecraft, dude? I don't even know. I don't know. I usually just send you guys to the Maximilian, but whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. This is a big YouTube man. It's not YouTube. It's Twitch. This is a big man. They don't need my 3 views. But anyway, I'll catch you guys. You guys. Jesus fucking Christ! I can't even talk. I'll catch you guys tomorrow night, 10 p.m. You know what it'll be. It'll be Dark Souls. I might try to build bonks if I can find parts.